Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Reinvent Your Reality podcast. I'm your host, Jen Palco. Welcome to season 4. This is episode 1 of season 4. It has been a bit, so I'm going to call this the revival series because it's been well over a year since last season of doing podcasts. So I took a little hiatus, took a little break. I was working on my book, doing some other stuff, still doing YouTube videos, all that kind of fun stuff. But I'm back at it for some podcasts. And I'm super, super excited. And I'm going to do it a little differently this season. What I'm going to do, I'm actually releasing a 3-part series. So this is obviously episode 1 in the first 3-part series. So it's going to be 3 sets of 3, I guess you could say. And this first series, the topic is going to be health and history. Health and history is going to be the topic today. But for today's episode, this is going to be an exciting one. And I've been jotting down some notes and thinking of some interesting and exciting things to talk about. But today's topic of choice is 10 self-help trends best forgotten. Now, this is going to include both the bizarre and interesting and, trends that maybe you've heard of, maybe you haven't. Maybe some unique ones thrown in there. Maybe some you've tried, some you haven't tried, and maybe want to try or don't want to try. But anyway, 10 self-help trends of the past, present, not of the future, best forgotten. Okay. So to start it off, and after I'm done, I want you to let me know if you've tried any of these or thinking of trying any of these. Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be putting this on YouTube and also on Anchor, Spotify, all the usual business. So I'm going to start this podcast off with some statistics, which is always fun. Now, there's a lot of statistics out there on the self-help, self-improvement industry. I don't know which ones are the most accurate, but these are just some that I picked up offline off certain websites, and I'll just go at it right here. So from grandviewresearch.com, let's see, the personal development market size is estimated to be about $43.77 billion in 2022. Okay, and this is from worldmetrics.org report from 2024. The self-help book sales in the U.S. alone was $800 million in 2020. Another statistics, 58% of Americans have purchased a self-help product at least once. I'm sure you have. I have purchased many more than one, that's for sure. 61% of Americans have read a self-help book in the past year. I've read a little more than one, probably. I have a whole bookshelf on them. And according to zionmarketresearch.com, the global self-improvement market is worth around $41.23 billion in 2023, and it's predicted to grow to around $81.77 billion by 2032. That's some large numbers there, right? This is a big field here. Majority of individuals seeking self-improvement are between the ages of 25 and 34. I'm sorry, I don't make the cut, but I still use some of this stuff. And the U.S. self-care industry is valued at $10.6 billion in 2020. Anyway, those are just some statistics from a few different market research websites and stuff like that. But the meat and potatoes of today is going to be my top 10 self-help, self-care, self-improvement type trends, or perhaps you can call them fads, from over the years, maybe some more current ones as well. But these are the ones that I picked out of the bunch that I want to talk about that may be a little intriguing, unique, amusing, something like that. Maybe some of these you've heard of, I'm sure. So we're going to start with number 10. Drum roll, please. Brrr. Okay. And this is going to be in the diet category. So it's like a game of Jeopardy. I'll take diet category for 200. Whoever. All right. So number 10. And this is a category of diets I like to call them extreme replacement diets. But this is a good one. The cookie diet. The cookie diet. Do you guys remember the cookie diet? Because I don't. This was before my time, and I don't know, maybe it crossed by. There's so many diets out there, but this is the cookie diet, and this one intrigued me because I love cookies. And I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty intriguing. What's it about? So the cookie diet was developed in 1975 by Dr. Sanford Siegel. And basically the premise of this diet, basically low-calorie cookies, where you eat 9 very special cookies, 1 to 2 every 2 hours, plus like a light dinner. So there were other cookie kind of diets, Hollywood cookie diet, 1 cookie 3 to 4 times a day, plus a light dinner. Smart for Life was another one that I saw. But celebrities swore by the cookie diet. You had Jennifer Hudson, Mandy Moore, Guy Ritchie, and the cookies come in all flavors. You have chocolate brownie, cinnamon oatmeal, maple pancakes, and butterscotch. Yum. So, this is the gist of the diet, folks. Breakfast, you eat 2 cookies. In the morning, you have 1 cookie. As a snack, you have 1 cookie. Lunch, 2 cookies. Afternoon, 1 cookie. Snack, 1 cookie. Dinner, actual real food, and then another cookie as a snack, which equals a whopping 1,200 calories a day. And 1 week's supply of cookies will cost you about $80 or so. So I was wondering about this one, and it's like I calculated, let me see, that if you eat that many cookies a week and you do this, it's recommended to do it for at least a month. This diet, that's approximately 252 cookies in a month. That's a lot of cookies. And do you get sick of them? Do you develop nutritional deficiencies? That's what I want to know, right? So, but supposedly the cookie diet can help you lose 11 to 17 pounds in a month. We all love that, right? And I looked at the cookies, and each cookie contains about 20 ingredients per cookie, and there's wheat and there's a little sugar in there, and milk and stuff. So if you're sensitive to these things, you probably don't want to eat them. But I'm not going to spend too much time on the cookie diet. But I just wanted to, I went on the website because I was curious and to see what it was about. And I was looking at the frequently asked questions because I was wondering about like malnourishment and nutritional deficiencies with some of these replacement diets that we've had over the years. I mean, the self-help industry and especially the diet industry is such a huge, huge industry and big money maker, and everybody wants to lose weight in the fastest way possible, right? But where's the health in this kind of thing, right? It's very, it just seems like pretty extreme where you're just eating cookies all day and won't you get sick of them? There's different flavors, right? But anyway, they said it's advised on the website, it's advised to take a daily multivitamin and drink at least 8 glasses of water, which is no surprise, right? Because you're probably not getting all of your vitamins and minerals and stuff like that from eating the cookies. It says for best results, use the diet at least once a month. I told you how many cookies that is in a month. Under the frequently asked questions, there's a question: what if I am experiencing constipation or diarrhea? Now, why on earth would you be experiencing that? Any digestive issues, right? Well, anyway, they recommend drinking more water and adding some Benefiber or Metamucil for a few nights, okay? And then, it was like, what's in each cookie, right? What makes them so special? And basically the secret ingredient is a special mixture of protein that naturally suppresses hunger. And it says on the website, it's like the difference between eating a bag of chips or a steak. Because of the protein in the steak, it makes you fuller for longer. And I'm thinking, okay, this is nothing near like eating steak. But anyway, and this made me think about the cookie diet and these cookies' special ingredient, which is basically just protein. How we have a protein obsession right now for many, many years. And actually, I have another statistics. I'm all about statistics today about whey protein industry is projected to $13.5 billion by 2027. So we have this especially in America, that we're always going to be like protein deficient and we're all about health. And there's, we can turn, it's amazing how we can easily turn like a Snickers bar or candy bar into something healthy because we're adding whey protein to it. You have entire grocery store aisles of protein bars and cookies and snack foods and brownies. You're basically taking a dessert and just adding protein and saying, hey, this is good for you. So that was something that I really wanted to bring up first and foremost. One of the trends over the years has definitely been this influx of like this need for more and more protein, and just putting protein in like snack foods and junk foods, and people thinking that this is healthy in a sort of way. So anyway, that's the cookie diet. Number 9, and this is also along the lines of diets, okay? The Subway diet of 1999. Do you remember the Subway diet? Do you remember Jared Fogle, whatever his name was? Jared, the Subway guy, currently serving a 15-year sentence in a prison in Colorado for possession and distribution of child pornography and traveling across state lines to have sex with a minor. Sorry, folks, but Jared's a pedophile. Okay. Anyway, he was obese. At like 22 years old, he claimed he lost 245 pounds in 11 months eating 2 low-fat Subway sandwiches a day, specifically a small turkey and a veggie sub. I guess he didn't include the spicy Italian with extra cheese or the Fritos chicken enchilada melt with Southwest sauce. I guess that wasn't on the plan. But anyway, the Subway diet, there was a big... this was a trend for a little while because Subway was big, late 90s, whatever it was. And basically it was another replacement diet where you're replacing 2 meals a day with low-fat Subway sandwiches. So replacement starvation diets have been around forever. And, you could eat anything as long as you're under your calorie limits and, just make up a diet as you go along. All these diets are kind of the same, right? So we've seen this trend of these, keep the calories very low, but eat this, and let's just have a diet named after it, that kind of thing. And some other notable ones that didn't make the cut, but I wanted to mention, there was the baby food diet. Do you guys remember the baby food diet? Because I vaguely remember this. And basically, you're replacing 2 meals a day. All these diets are like, replace 2 meals a day. You're replacing it with baby food. Because what is more yummy and delicious than pureed peas and carrots? To feel like you're a child again, or maybe you're preparing yourself for later in life, right? Where you have to eat that stuff and you lose all your teeth. And then there was the Special K diet, replace 2 meals with cereal Special K. So we've always had an obsession with starvation diets and high protein. Okay. So yeah. So that's that. Number 8, and we're going to move on to the topic of self-help books. Shall we? Let's do it, because this is a huge industry. Oh my God. Self-help books have been around forever. I have whole bookshelves of them. I'm sure you can find a few lingering in your house, collecting dust. And you got to wonder, with all the self-help books that there are, like, why are we not fixed yet? With all the books that I've read throughout the years, why do I still have problems, right? Why am I still looking at self-help books, right? So this is a huge market over the years. And, but I wanted to bring up one that maybe a book that, I don't know, I guess it's sort of self-help, but I wanted to bring it up because I was talking about it actually with a good friend of mine. And we're like, oh yeah, I remember those commercials. So do you guys remember, and this is number 8, Dianetics was a book, The Owner's Manual of the Human Mind, they advertise it as. But it's a book, Dianetics, by Ron Hubbard, who happens to be the founder of Scientology. Scientology, the movement, cult, religion, whatever, church you want to call it, that has enough money right now to buy Super Bowl ads. Okay, but anyway, been around forever. But these commercials, and I forgot about these until I was watching them the other day on YouTube, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember these. They're basically like these fear-based commercials that used to come on. And this was, I guess, in the 90s, maybe the late 80s, some of them. And, aside from Deepak Chopra books and Oprah and Chicken Soup for the Soul. And so, perhaps this was more kind of more ambiguous or more unique. And when you saw it as a kid, you were like, oh my God, you thought it was like this sci-fi thing. So basically the gist of the commercials were like, featured this really loud, commanding male voice, intense, asking these fear-based questions. And then you had imagery and videos of like these erupting volcanoes and earthquakes and people running and being blocked by like these huge walls breaking and really like crazy stuff. And you had like pyramids or sphinx and stuff, like really crazy, crazy stuff. And some of the script that I wrote down here from some of these commercials, and the guy, I'll try to kind of do the voice, if you've ever felt there was something holding you back in life, ruining your plans and stopping you from being who you want to be, you were right. The fact is there's a single source of all your problems, stress, unhappiness, and self-doubt. It's called the reactive mind, part of your mind that stores hidden part of painful experiences, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So let's see. Here was another one. This one was good. This was from another commercial from Dianetics. And this is a book, by the way. So this is all advertising one book. What gets in the way of your goals and destroys your confidence and blocks your happiness in life? And then there's like in the commercial, there's like this guy running away from like this earthquake, and then a huge wall pops up in front of him and then breaks suddenly. And it says, break through the barriers to your success. Read Dianetics by Ron Howard. So these are like super frightening as a kid. And you didn't know what it was. I still didn't know what it was until I just looked it up, and I was like, okay. So anyway, this is one of those books, ambiguous, more like self-help kind of books, and it's been controversial over the years, these kind of the methods and techniques within the books. But I wanted to bring that one up just to kind of refresh your memory, or maybe you want to look it up now because you're just curious at watching these like scary commercials. Okay, so number 7, still in the book category. And this was trendy, and maybe it's still, I don't know if it still is, but self-help books with swear words in the titles. Is this still a thing? Like, is this still edgy? Like, trying to be edgy, taboo, all that kind of stuff. So I'll give you some examples. We had The Subtle Art of, and I'm not going to say the F word because I'm putting this up on YouTube, so I don't want it to get flagged for that. But Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, Go the F to Sleep, Mind F series, Un-F Yourself. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I do like that book a lot. What was the other one I liked? I don't know. But let's see. Get Your Effing Life Together. Get Shit Done. Manifest. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Anyway. But what do you think about this? I mean, is it edgy? Is it taboo? Does it bother you to see this? Like, why is this popular? I guess they're trying to appeal to younger generation. Be like, okay, younger people curse and swear, so this is catchy, right? This is catchy. So I don't know if it's still a thing, but this was a trend, a self-help trend, having these books. I know they're still out there, but books that were popular, and like every self-help book that was coming out that was like new had like major curse word in the title, and it's sitting front and center in the store, so some parent has to like explain to their 6-year-old, what that word means and stuff like that. But anyway, what do you think? Do you think this is, I don't know, a thing, or is it still a thing? I don't know. Okay. Number 6, and let's move on to the self-care category, shall we? And this is, I'm going to say, welcome to the world where things get even more bizarre. Even more bizarre. Okay. So around 2018-ish, there was a trend that was made popular by celebrities such as Kate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock. And this was the penis facial. The penis facial. Actually, it's not what you think. Actually, it's a treatment called the epidermal growth factor, EGF facial treatment, something like that. And it involves stem cells taken from discarded foreskins of newborn babies. And apparently includes like a chemical peel, microneedling. It helps regenerate the skin, coloring, creation of new collagen, and stuff like that, all for the mere price of $650. So Would you get a penis facial? Do you think it's disturbing? Would you not? I don't know. Whatever. But I thought that was interesting. Okay. Number 5. And maybe you haven't, I've never heard of this one actually. But it's an ancient remedy and it's been used for a very, very long time. And it is hay bathing. Hay bathing. This is a wellness treatment. And it was actually kind of discovered by accident by farmers in the Alps who would lay in the hay after a long day to help with their fatigue and exhaustion. They'd wake up rejuvenated. So it's an ancient remedy and actually has a popular spa treatment, I guess, around the world. So what it involves is laying in fermenting hay with some herbs and resting for 20 minutes, and temperatures can be hot and humid and reach 100 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, which helps release essential oils from the herbs and get absorbed into the body. So this helps with fatigue, exhaustion, removing toxins. It helps the skin, the muscles, relaxation, even metabolism, from what I'm reading. And you lay for 15, 20 minutes. So hay bathing, laying in the hay. So if you weren't itchy before, you might be a little itchy now. So, all right, number 4. This is my favorite one. Not really, but it is one of the more interesting ones. And maybe you heard this. This was popular very briefly, I think. I don't know what year, but it is perineum sunning, also known as butthole sunning. Butthole sunning. Butthole sunning. Because, what will the neighbors think? What will the neighbors think? So basically, this therapy treatment that was popular, it involves exposing the perineum to the sun for a short period of time. Health benefits include improved sleep, circulation, vitamin D, and libido. And but now that I think about it, I was thinking about this one. It's pretty ridiculous, right? Like, who's going to go out in their yard and butthole sun? I guess some people will, but the sun's good for everything, right? So why not, bend over? I was thinking about this one, and as I am an acupuncturist, I was thinking, you do have an acupuncture point called Do1, which is midway between the tip of the coccyx and the anus. So it is in this area, which is good for things like hemorrhoids, prolapse of the rectum, impotence, diarrhea, constipation. That's my new word of the day. Constipation. Bloody stools, all that fun stuff, all that fun stuff. I have never needled it on myself. Don't plan to. But it is an acupuncture point sitting lower on the body on the Do My channel or governor vessel, which basically runs along the length of the spine. It helps move yang in the body, helps the spine, the brain, stuff like that. So maybe this has something to do with it. I mean, this point is also good for manic depression, epilepsy. So maybe butthole sunning there's something to it, right? But let me know if you've tried it. I'm curious. Let me know if you've tried it and how you've tried it and what your neighbors thought of it and all that good stuff. All right, we're getting to the meat and potatoes here. And actually, we're getting to more current trends. Number 3. And I'm just going to lump this into TikTok self-care trends, because TikTok, social media, oh my God, the amount of self-care trends that have developed over the years and just come out out of nowhere have been and some of them are just ridiculous. So these are just some that I don't even go on TikTok anymore. I think it's just it's not all a young crowd, but it's not, I don't know. I don't like it. It's just annoying. But these are self-care trends that aren't anything really. And you'll see what I mean. Number 1, this is number 3, but number 1 out of, there's 3 here that I'm going to mention. First one is hot girl walks. Have you heard of this? Hot girl walks, created by Mia Lind on TikTok in 2021 or so. And basically it involves going outside for a 4-mile stroll, thinking about 3 things you're grateful for, your goals and how to reach them, and how hot you are. So basically, it's walking. But hey, I guess if it gets people moving, then that's cool, right? All right. The second TikTok trend is called bed rotting. Bed rotting. Doesn't that sounds awful, right? Rotting in bed. Basically, this one is staying in bed all day. It basically is like doing nothing, lazing, vegging out, being lazy, just kind of watching Netflix for the day and texting on your phone. Like, there's nothing special about this one. They just gave it a name of bed rotting, right? And there's controversy. Oh, this is not healthy for you to be in bed all day. But I think it really depends. I think it depends on if your body really needs the rest, then by all means go for it. If it doesn't, then I don't think you should be in bed all day, like doing nothing. Like, your body needs to move somewhat. And the third thing, trend, I guess it's a trend, mouth taping. Have you heard of this one? So it involves applying tape, specifically, preferably adhesive tape over the mouth at night to stop mouth breathing, to facilitate nose breathing for all you mouth breathers out there. But this can be dangerous in people who have sleep apnea, of course, because, collapse the airways, you're not getting enough oxygen, reducing oxygen, stuff like that. So I don't know about this one. I'm sure there's people using duct tape, and that's just, I don't know, if your nose is stuffed and you're just like trying to breathe at night, that doesn't seem like a good way to get sleep. So all right, that's it for the TikTok trends. There are probably gazillion more, but these are just some ones I wanted to touch on. All right. Number 2, and this is a more current trend as well. Number 2, I got to throw this one in there. The secret and manifestation culture. I guess this could qualify as self-help, self-improvement, whatever. But anyway, The Secret, the movie, the book came out around 2006. Rhonda Byrne, thoughts influence reality. Right? Beliefs result in manifestation in your life. Law of attraction is still huge. And, as a YouTuber, like one of the most popular YouTube searches that I've observed is, how to manifest your ex back and stuff, like stupid things like that. And, people quite aren't getting it, The Secret, law of attraction is all good and fun. It's glossy. It's very interesting. I believe it does work to a certain degree, but I think we're still coming at it from a very superficial place. When we're trying to manifest our ex-backs or manifest the text or manifest blah, blah, blah. It's gotten out of control. It's gotten so out of control. Manifestation culture has gotten so out of control. Believe me, I've done it. I've tried it, but it's like still going strong, where it's like we can't get it. Once we've opened that door to that glossiness, we can't like get out of it, but people are still coming at it from like the Veruca Salt mentality that I want it now, I'm impatient. This is what I desire. This is what I want. When really it's about aligning yourself and your beliefs and it doesn't work for a lot of people because their ingrained beliefs that they don't actually believe what they're, wanting or whatever it is. But this won't go away. Like when is the manifestation culture going away? I've done plenty of videos on it myself and read books on it, and it's interesting, but I think it's just it's become such a popular trend, especially on YouTube and online, or just books, right? There's so many books, and now it's kind of shifted from law of attraction to raising vibration and frequency. So this is the new trend that's going on right now in like the new age spiritual community, is like the vibration, frequency, that kind of thing. So that's kind of the new version of The Secret, law of attraction. Maybe it's like another step further, that kind of thing. Okay. Drum roll. And number one. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? And this is another kind of current self-improvement, self-help, whatever kind of trend. And I wanted to bring this up. This is, I'm going to call it our obsession with toxins and self-healing. Our obsession with toxic stuff and self-healing. What do I mean by this? So I'm sure you've done it. I'm sure you've had a friend or two who is going on a detox, cleansing, needs a social media detox, for example, or detoxing from, needs a gut cleanse, going on a plant detox. Maybe you're taking a coffee enema, oxygen shots, juicing diet. Like we have become a culture of pollution. We think we're so polluted and disgusting and like our insides are rotting, right? Like toxic rot. And it's like this never-ending cycle of releasing toxins from our body when really our liver and kidneys through our urine and stools do that naturally, moving toxins out of our body. Yet we're very obsessed with removing them ourselves in other ways, right? So this has become a trend of, and you've always had cleanses, stuff like that, but just this obsession of us being so polluted. And we are to a certain degree. I mean, our food system is obviously tainted, artificial ingredients, especially in America. Stuff isn't regulated as much like it is in maybe Europe. We're breathing in a lot of toxins outside and stuff, but are we really as toxic as we think? Do we really have so much pollution within our bodies as we think, or is it kind of a trend that's caught on over time? We also have this obsession with drinking water. I know I always have a bottle of water with me, and especially women. You see these women with these huge jugs of water, like gigantic jugs, and they're walking around with these jugs like it's their baby, right? And, overhydration is not good for you either. You can drown, so there's something to be said about that. But it's always like flushing our system and toxic. And then the self-healing movement is like we're always healing, always suffering through something. And this never-ending cycle of being so polluted, toxic, and broken. Perhaps it's all the years of the self-help stuff along the way and the remedies, and that puts us in this mindset that we are so we always need work. We always need fixing. And yes, life is a constant pattern of growth, right? It doesn't end necessarily, but it also becomes toxic when we're in this mindset that we're so always polluted and we can't get stuff out of us, or that we're we always have more healing to do, because then we're always in this mindset of we're never enough, right? There's always more work to be done. And this feeds into the self-care industry, right? The products that we now need to buy, all the self-help and self-improvement courses that we need to invest in and stuff like that. So I think this is a big one. There's a lot of obsession around this stuff. Of course, we want to be healthy, so it's okay to do juicing and cleanses and things like that. But I feel like some people get carried away where they're just always doing it, always feeling like they're just disgusting in a sort of way. And how is that a good way to live if you're never, because the mind is very connected to the physical body. So if you're constantly thinking that way, that you're so polluted, then what is that actually doing to your physical body, right? So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. So there's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of, cleanses and fixes and, activated charcoal and castor oil and plant-based everything, right? Right now, plant-based everything is this new trend as well. But anyway, that's my top 10 list of self-help, self-improvement kind of trends, weird fads, perhaps more current things that some best be forgotten, perhaps, and maybe some helpful. So let me know in the comments if you've tried some of these things, or if you're intrigued by some of them. If you have any more that you want to share, there's a lot out there. So it's just a matter of me kind of picking which ones I felt like talking about today. But we could do a whole nother podcast on, 10 more, 20 more, 50 more, right? Because just on diets alone, or exercises alone, or exercise cults, movements, right, that we have going on right now, self-care movements, self-help movements. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Let me know, share it with your friends, give it a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I truly appreciate it. I'll be putting out another podcast soon. Like I said, this is going to be a 3-part series I'm doing here. So I think I'm planning on releasing the first 3 maybe on a weekly basis. And then I'm thinking the second grouping is going to be more of an interview series with folks and who I can get on board and that kind of thing. So anyway, appreciate you. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/jenpalco.com. My website is jenpalco.com. There's a bunch of, links to other stuff there, my Instagram and all kinds of stuff. And so on that note, until next time, thank you so much for listening. It feels so good to be back behind the microphone here. I do love it. I do love these more kind of casual type podcast thingies here. So I plan to do more. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have an excellent day. Until next time, peace.